Alright, this is round 2 versus Paintwing, Findan versus Rafir. Unfortunately, I think it's generally agreed that Pixies are generally just atrocious, and the Bears are really, really bad. So Archers, as always. The Archers are thankfully very, very good. Kind of a weird off-meta strat for Elves, but we're going, Golden Roots, Trent Sap, Findan, try to get that hero power charged up, and unleash some very strong trends very, very quickly. Bans for this round were Bloodmiller and Deer Antler from Paintwing, and Cyrus and Cursed Shield from... not loving this starting board on my side. Very awkward setup. 2 unicorns is nice. Let's see, the set that... Oh, it's old. It is. The set that Paintwing has gone with is the extra linkage, which is going to mean some really big attacks are going to get thrown my way. The mana drain from the Rakshasas is really annoying with the strategy I'm going with, but we'll do our best. We'll do our best. The attacks I'm building up, to be fair, I'm not sure if this is perhaps a good idea. They may seem fairly random, like they're not publishing anything, which to a large extent they are. But we got a good fair chunk of mana building, and sort of the unique property, I think, of Archers, it's not just that they launch in one turn, it's by launching in one turn, they are like the only form of immediate pressure, or one of the very, very few, certainly the most accessible form of immediate pressure the game has. Wizards having very good wall building conditions do kind of counteract that a bit, but you can sort of shut down some rows. 5 chip damage might make the difference in the game, probably. Here. That's actually quite good. That's very, very good generation. Trents are still on Worker Strike, apparently. That's okay. The strategy for withstanding this huge double-linked attack is just going to be get those unicorns charging. Very thankfully, low MP, as Rafir doesn't really have any to stop me from doing that. And especially with how clogged that, those... Like, you know, they'd want to attack with a faster core unit down the same columns that the, Rakshasa is in. Very thankfully, because of the way they've set it up, they'd need to waste at least 2 moves, which is 2/3 of a turn, which is really quite impactful. We're going to be just fine. It is important to note, one thing that I'm sure everyone else is completely fine with, but took me a while to remember, is that unicorns are much more effective when they're on the same elevation and row, because their shields protect each other, rather than one shield going other. It's probably pretty obvious, but it took me a while to realise. Paintwing not in a great situation for setting up links here, so really 2 unicorns, maybe overkill. But it does set me up with some offense, well, because they do launch. So. What we're going to do, we're going to form those by deleting units so we get more MP. And then after they launch, we'll hopefully be able to get some trends called in and we'll have enough MP to start fighting back. Another player. Yeah, I call here. I was thinking about waiting, but I would have to wait so long. Setting up as well as I can. Getting MP, we've got the full hero spell charge, which is nice. I delete these two. Have access to need that. I nearly ruined my entire day. That would have formed a wall if they had. Oh. And the unicorn's hold. Let's go. The good thing, of course, about the archers having a one-turn countdown is that even with only 3 moves, I can set this up, get that trend ready to go, and still get the link, which is going to render that Rakshasa basically a non-threat. I don't think I'll get a tremendous amount of damage off this trend, but having the golden sap, trend sap artifact, is going to make that draining effect pretty nice. If I were to take a guess, I hit for maybe 30, which is draining 6 per turn, so it's not terrible. That might be a bit. Let's say 20, and then be surprised when it's higher. Oh, 36. That is a very welcome sight. Now, the problem with Rafir is, well, the hands. The hands. I started blasting. Putting up that mana again. Look, I might just get lucky and the hands won't strike my trend. I very much doubt that will happen. Rafir is rarely so kind, but we'll see. In my mind, there's absolutely no way that he doesn't launch that this turn. However, they do just seem to be... They're thinking about it. There it goes. Always lucky? Ever lucky. Hey, 15 staying. How rounding works on trends, we can see. Will this sap for 3 or 2? 3! Oh, so it does count decimals. That's interesting. Good to know. We're of course going to be preparing for another Rakshasa by putting another unicorn in here. Maybe a bit preemptive, because building the walls behind it is slightly awkward. Too late now. Unfortunately, draining 3 per turn is not something I can use to reliably win the game. I don't think I can stall that long. Especially when like that's going to be 2, 3 Rakshasa down. That was a pretty nice call. You know what, I'm sacrificing this progress we made on Chart 1 to get an extra ball in front. very good. If I were thinking a little bit more optimally, I probably would have waited to make that deletion, so that those walls could have grown, and then etc, etc. I don't play elves very often, so I'm really not using wall growth interacts with like what makes the best move. It's really turn inefficient, but just setting up for walls with those two blue and three there is I think my best bet. I have inevitability, whereas Paintwing has to work a little bit more for it. And unless they do that Trent, which honestly, I think looking back, they would have been better off if they had just stuck a couple gremlins in this column to destroy that Trent, because it's done like 15 damage to them now? No, 12. I can... Oh, that's embarrassing. That there. Still make that one. That's embarrassing. That was a total misplay. Two links on the Dasa, like imagined. I don't think we're gonna full block this, quite frankly. But I think we are gonna block enough of it to render it not a huge. Yeah. Oh. Because what are we blocking for? We're blocking for 4 lots of 12 once those walls behind there grow. So 4 lots of 12 is 48. Plus 1 lot of 8 is 56. The 2 lots of 20 is 96. Plus the 20 from the unicorn is 16. Honestly, we might be very close to a full block. Yeah. I think that might make it. Oh, nice to actually that archer won't go through that wall, so it's not actually applying any pressure. Really didn't account for how much damage that gremlin is going to do to the walls there. That's really annoying. Drained my mana. Very rude. We are going to get that health back very slowly with the Trent there. The hands are a concern. And look, I really hate this huge column that we've got here, but we'll make it work. I think I kind of need to spend just deleting that, because it's going to be so disruptive. Much as I don't like that. That was pretty poor planning on my part, quite frankly. I mean, terribly boring game plan, but we are 10 turns away from victory. Presuming the Trent lives, which it's very distinctly not going to. The one big problem with Trents once they're planted is that they offer so little defensive value. Like 15, that's barely over a single large wall, but it's taking up 4 tiles that could be used to defend against that Rakshasa. Honestly, that might be my undoing. I'm really going to have to focus defensively on that column. Ooh, that's a lot of links coming my way. Not in place. I know I said I needed to focus defensively, but getting another golden unit there so that I can make walls is very good that I did not consider the possibility that archer might get shot. Thankfully, they didn't. This is a little inefficient, but it gets plenty of mana, and extra turns, and lets me set that charging. Oh, that's a very good. Okay, we might be in with a chance here. The hand is a big problem. I don't know why they did that. Oh, they're saving their hand for the turn before the Rakshasa launches, on the chance that it launches down the same column, and I have very little way to defend against that. That's some thinking. It's here. As often happens with wizards, if you're not very, very careful, they have wall flooded themselves a bit. They didn't. They're planning to launch hands. No, the Rakshasa. That's strange. Actually, no, that makes more sense because the hands will be less obstructed. If I were greedy, I would roll for a good pull, but I can't afford to be greedy right now. Oh, wait, I think... Oh no, because that's going to go through my mana. Oh wait, that just killed me. All that talk I had. Wow, GG.